Something strange is happening across the United States. In certain regions, people are being diagnosed with Parkinson's disease at alarmingly high rates, far more than the national average. It's happening so consistently that researchers have given these areas a name, the Parkinson's belt. But is this belt real? And if it is, what's behind this mysterious concentration of cases? Today, we're diving into the unsettling truth about Parkinson's disease, uncovering why certain regions are getting hit the hardest and whether something far more dangerous than genetics is at play. Most people think of Parkinson's as a rare neurological disorder, but the truth is it's becoming more common than ever before. A recent study found that nearly 90,000 people are diagnosed with Parkinson's every year in the United States, almost 50% higher than previously estimated. But the strangest part, these cases aren't evenly spread across the country. Instead, there's a clear pattern, with most cases appearing in a specific stretch of states running through the Midwest and parts of the South. This so-called Parkinson's belt includes states like Ohio, Pennsylvania, Michigan, Indiana, and parts of Kentucky and West Virginia. But the real question is, why? Researchers believe this is not a coincidence. Something is happening in these regions that's putting people at a much higher risk of developing Parkinson's. And the most chilling theory, it may have nothing to do with genetics and everything to do with environmental exposure. Could the air, water, and soil be poisoning us? Let's take a closer look at the regions affected by the Parkinson's belt. What do they have in common? A heavy history of industrial activity and pesticide use. The Midwest has long been known as the Rust Belt, a region once booming with factories, steel mills, and industrial plants. For decades, these industries released toxic chemicals into the air, soil, and water, many of which have since been linked to neurodegenerative diseases. One of the biggest culprits, trichloroethylene, or TCE. TCE is a powerful industrial solvent that was widely used in manufacturing, metal cleaning, and even dry cleaning. The problem? It's a known neurotoxin. Studies show that long-term exposure to TCE can increase the risk of Parkinson's disease by up to 500%. And it's not just past exposure we need to worry about. Even today, millions of Americans still live near industrial sites where TCE has contaminated the groundwater. In fact, up to 30% of drinking water sources in the United States are estimated to contain TCE. That means people could be unknowingly consuming a chemical that damages the brain and increases their risk of Parkinson's disease every single day. The pesticide connection. Is our food to blame? It's not just industrial chemicals that are raising red flags. The other major risk factor in the Parkinson's belt is pesticides. Many of the states in the Parkinson's belt have extensive farmland where herbicides and pesticides have been used for decades. And one chemical in particular stands out: paraquat. Paraquat is one of the most widely used herbicides in the world, but it's also one of the deadliest. Research has shown that exposure to paraquat increases the risk of developing Parkinson's disease by up to 250%. This chemical is so dangerous that it has been banned in over 30 countries. Yet it's still used heavily in the United States, particularly in Midwestern farming states. The worst part, you don't even have to work on a farm to be affected. Studies show that people who live near agricultural areas where paraquat is sprayed have a significantly higher risk of Parkinson's simply from breathing in the contaminated air or consuming food grown in pesticide-treated soil. Is the Parkinson's belt just the beginning? The evidence is stacking up. Something about these regions is exposing people to dangerous neurotoxins, whether from air, water, food, or a combination of all three. But here's the scariest part. This isn't just about the Parkinson's belt anymore. In recent years, researchers have identified other hotspots. Places like Southern California, Central Pennsylvania, and parts of Florida and Texas are now seeing unusually high rates of Parkinson's disease. This suggests that the problem is growing. And if these environmental exposures continue, the number of cases will skyrocket in the coming decades. What can be done? The good news? We are starting to wake up to the danger. Scientists are now calling for more restrictions on TCE and paraquat and pushing for better protections against environmental neurotoxins. Some communities are already fighting back, working to clean up contaminated water sources and ban dangerous pesticides. But the reality is, change is slow. And for many people who have already been exposed, the damage may have already been done. So the question we have to ask is, how many more people have to get sick before real action is taken? The bottom line. So is the Parkinson's belt real? The answer is yes, but it's more than that. It's a warning sign. It's proof that environmental exposure plays a massive role in the development of Parkinson's disease and that thousands, maybe even millions of people are at risk. If you live in one of these high-risk areas, now is the time to take your health seriously. Be aware of what's in your water, your air, and your food. Support research and policy changes that aim to eliminate dangerous chemicals. And if you or someone you know is experiencing early symptoms of Parkinson's, tremors, stiffness, loss of smell, or difficulty moving, don't ignore them. Early detection is key. The Parkinson's belt might be real, but it doesn't have to be a life sentence. The more we understand the connection between environmental toxins and neurological diseases, the better chance we have of protecting future generations from the same fate. If you found this video eye-opening, leave a comment and let me know what you think about the Parkinson's belt. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more deep dive investigations into the biggest health mysteries affecting us today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.